The difference when you've done it before, Julie's on day two. I'm on day 3. Way worse.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at laser skin treatments destroying women's faces. Don't forget to drop your thoughts and your comments, and let's jump into it.
So I decided to do CO2 laser.
What is that?
Tomorrow.
Crusty and oozy and just not very pleasant.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
For context here, this is a procedure where you burn off the top layer of your skin with a laser so the next layer will quote-unquote look better.
We are here at day 3 of CO2 laser recovery, and it is still frightening. Like, frightening. I look in the mirror and I don't even recognize myself, and my little boy is just terrified of me at this point. Improvement in some ways, but looking worse in other ways. So I feel like I can open my eyes a little bit better, which is nice because I couldn't see, like, because my eyes were like this, I literally couldn't see. But I feel like the grid and everything from the CO2 is really starting to like surface, and you can see it, and my neck is more swollen.
Even her child seems to know that taking lasers to the face was probably an unwise idea.
And the neck is actually the most painful part today. So anyway, tonight for the skincare, we are gonna do a vinegar soak. Just use distilled water. So I used 1 cup of distilled water to 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So all I'm gonna do is just kind of like blot it on like that. Oh, and it feels so good. Here's the other one. Tomorrow, I'm going to wash my hair. I have not washed it since I had the CO2 laser. I washed it the day of, like early that morning, and I'm happy I did because you really, like, I've been bathing, but I haven't gotten in the shower because just like the steam from my shower.
She's putting herself through an insane amount of pain for something that quite frankly doesn't even matter.
I just feel like it would be too hot. I think the most emotional part about the CO2 laser is obviously you look unrecognizable. Your family's scared of you. Your husband's like, what have you done? And same with your children. But it's very isolating because I'm not leaving my house. Like, I have been stuck home, and I feel like I'm just getting like cabin fever at my own home. And so anyway, that's one of the hardest parts. It's just you feel really isolated.
The most horrible part is how you paid good money to have your own face destroyed.
Good morning. Day number 1. It is gross. My children are scared of me because I am now the bearded, bloody lady. The blooded, bearded lady. And they don't want me to walk them into school, and I can't blame them. It hurts, but it feels more like I have a pound of wax on my face that I can't move. But I'm really swollen and puffy, but the worse it looks, the better the results, so they say.
Right.
She genuinely terrified her own children with this stunt. How crazy is that?
Crusty and oozy and just not very pleasant. I am definitely having a bit of a wobbly morning. Emotions wise, I think it's catching up with me. I'm a bit like, what have I done? It feels very sore and tender, especially on this side here. A lot of tenderness, pain. The pain is still low level, but it's noticeable. I've taken some paracetamol, I've taken some ibuprofen. I feel very tight. I'm anxious because I now have to get in the shower, and I'm nervous about that because I know it's going to sting.
There is no end result that could make this amount of humiliation worth the trouble.
And I know I've got a lot of crusting here that needs to come off, but obviously I can't put much pressure on the face, like washing it. So I will just do the face wash, and then I'll come out and put the ointments on, and hopefully that will look a little better and feel a little better. I can see the swelling has gone down a little more, my eyes, especially this side, which is my right side. The left side is still quite a bit more swollen than this side, and this is where I'm getting quite a lot of the pain on my temple here. But this is absolutely normal. This is all to be expected. There is nothing out of the ordinary here.
There is absolutely nothing normal about what's happening here, completely far from it.
At all. It looks absolutely grotesque, but my skin is doing exactly what it needs to be doing to heal. yeah, just feeling a little bit wobbly, and I'm sharing my journey. So I'm sharing the positives, and I'm going to share the not so great bits as well, because that's the reality of it. And today I am feeling emotional, but I can't cry. I'm dreading to cry because the tears will probably sting. So I'm just trying to think positively. And also I know that from other research and listening to other people who've already gone down this road before me, that days 2 to 4 are feeling the worst in that sort of emotional way, you know? So wish me luck for shower time.
Documenting this does have a benefit. It just shows how this world is just getting more insane. That laser is literally destroying their face, and somebody paid money to allow this to happen.
All right, so here's the deal with day 2. First of all, I didn't sleep for even a minute last night, and this is what my days look like. I had to put this ice bath of this mask on my face. I have to do it 8 times a day, and then after I apply the mask 3 times, I have to like sloth my face down with this like aftercare product or Aquaphor, whichever one. This whole process is actually really not fun.
Remember guys, all of this pain and suffering is all in the name of slightly better looking skin.
So here I am on day 2, looking, I can't decide if it looks better or worse. I feel like it's both. I would say my pain level is like a Tylenol, an extra strength Tylenol pain level, no painkillers. Because I have a really busy mind and body, the hardest part has really been the fact that I have to put ice on my eyes for 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. I've been slacking because I actually can't take it.
It's insane how anybody would think that doing this would be a wise investment or a good idea.
Something I didn't expect was how hard it was going to be to eat. This is my lunch, and this is how much I got down of it. Not very much, because the brow lift is just making my jaw hurt. And this is just the end of day 3. I hope I feel better tomorrow.
How could she not realize that eating would be difficult? She literally damaged her face. This is totally expected.
I would definitely say like the worst part of having CO2 laser is like having to like go out in public like this, or like go out in, I mean like my job is like making videos, so like it kind of like puts a toll on making videos, but at least like I can make content about the CO2 laser. But literally it's like super sucks walking around like this. People probably think you're like up or diseased or something, I don't know, but the only good thing about it is the results are amazing. So I'm super excited for the results, and I'm ready to be out of this ugly ass stage. Ugh.
She looks like a burn victim, which is a fair assumption since that's what she did to herself.
You trade 1 week of downtime for skin that looks better all year round. Winter time means laser season because the UV index is lower, with a safer window for healing and enough time for collagen to fully rebuild. This resurfacing treatment removes layers of aged, sun-damaged skin, softens pores, and triggers deep collagen remodeling. The powerful laser doing this? Erbium YAG technology. Why spend thousands on skin resurfacing with other lasers?
It makes you wonder if these people are even medical professionals in the first place. It honestly doesn't seem like it.
This is what I look like 24 hours after ablative laser to my face and eyelids. I went all in. I even used metal eye shields so I could treat my eyelids. Let's talk about aftercare. This isn't microneedling or a light peel. We're talking about full-on ablative resurfacing, the kind that requires serious aftercare. I had the ultra clear laser, which I'm a huge fan of. It gives results similar to traditional full ablative lasers, but with a fraction of the downtime. The technology is pretty amazing. That's why I'm this swollen. Immediately after treatment, the most important thing is ice like crazy. For the first 4 to 8 hours, icing helps reduce inflammation and speeds recovery. For the first couple days, I also recommend vinegar soaks. They help prevent infection and break down crusting on the skin. Here's what you'll need: sterile medical gauze, saline, white distilled vinegar, sterile container. Add 1 tablespoon of vinegar to 250 milliliters of saline, shake it up, pour over the gauze in a clean container. Apply the wet gauze to your face like a compress, and don't let it dry on your skin. If it does, it means it wasn't wet enough or it was too long.
It seems like the first rule to all of this world would be to never allow lasers near your face.
This is the most effective treatment for resetting your skin and erasing years of aging and sun damage. It targets water in the epidermis, creating a precise, controlled resurfacing that stimulates new collagen from underneath. That's why it smooths fine lines, improves crepey texture, and tightens the skin without adding volume. Downtime is titratable from just a few days to a week, and the glow just keeps improving. It's called Erbium YAG laser, and it's one of the best anti-aging options available for skin rejuvenation.
Anti-aging, I'll skip 1313.
What we're about to talk about, unfortunately, is incredibly common. The number one thing that I dislike about plastic surgery is that we are a very fad-driven profession. Whenever a new product, a new procedure, a new anything comes on the market, everyone scrambles to go get it done. Surgeons acquire it, market the crap of it, they peak, and then all of a sudden, all the complications begin to present, and then all of a sudden, within a year or two, it's gone. One of these such devices or treatments is radiofrequency microneedling, such as Morpheus, and there's many of them on the market.
It's disturbing how these cosmetic procedures come and go like social fads. I don't think it's right, personally.
Now, I love microneedling, but not radiofrequency, and as a result, we don't have one and we've never done it. The problem is that it creates a lot of issues, and up until now, it was just a lot of debate. Well, guess what? The FDA just put out a warning regarding these devices, and that they've noticed there's been a tremendous amount of complications and people presenting with burns, fat loss, nerve damage, loss of elasticity, etc. And as a result, I've been saying from the very beginning that I wasn't a fan of heat-driven microneedling because of those things, and now finally the FDA has caught up. So I'm not saying don't ever do it, I'm just saying be cautionary, because when they first came out, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and everyone made a mad rush to get it done. Well, now we're realizing, like many other procedures, that maybe it wasn't as great as we had anticipated, and we need to be more cautionary about who and when we do these things. So just caution be had that radiofrequency microneedling isn't all that it's cracked up to be.
Nobody wants to do their due diligence when it comes to these things. They pay for it later on.
CO2 lasers are a really powerful tool, and they're very important to know about, but they are not without issues, and you really need to be careful. A lot of people have been asking what I think about the use of CO2 lasers as an isolated standalone procedure. CO2 lasers, as you may or may not know, are not new in any way, and we've been using them in the OR for decades, and they work really, really well because they, being very, very destructive, can actually destroy the top layer of skin and get rid of pigmented areas and get rid of lines.
The lengths people will go to look a little younger is absolutely insane.
But the issue has always been that there's a fine line between getting rid of the offending issue and causing a little too much skin damage, losing pigment in the skin. For example, when we used to use CO2 laser for the vertical lines in the upper lip, in order to get a really good result, very often people would end up with no lines, but also no pigment, so a white area in the upper lip, and that's unacceptable as well. In addition, I think it's a little too powerful a tool to be taken lightly. And in my practice, at least, we've essentially abandoned the use of the CO2 laser and looked for things that are equally effective and much less risky.
The risks for procedures like this clearly outweigh the rewards, but that doesn't stop anybody.
A second to say thank you so much, Phil Murphy, for ruining how I feed my family and my business. I basically have to sign over all of the ownership of the medical part to a physician who's never going to see you, never going to talk to you and treat you. I really don't see us being open much longer.
The governor of New Jersey recently signed an executive order ending a previous executive order that was enacted during the 2020 COVID pandemic. Nurse practitioners were allowed to practice primary care independently. What happened was a lot of nurse practitioners went out and set up new businesses doing aesthetics and IV bars, and that executive order has been in effect for just about 6 years now.
That just sounds incredibly reckless and was bound to cause insane amounts of issues.
28 states allow some degree of independence for nurse practitioners, and the other states, you have to be under a doctor. And there's quite the turf battle affecting that. As of January 16th, that executive order was ended, and New Jersey's laws are reverting now to what they were before the COVID pandemic.
Doing a procedure like that without an actual doctor raises so many damn questions.
New York City investigated 15 med spas. That report is way worse than anything I would have predicted. I don't think that this is an accurate portrayal of what med spas are in the country, but this is what's going on in New York City. In every med spa, 100% of them, they were offering medical procedures without the legally required licensure and oversight, every single one of them. 90 73% of the spas didn't have their licenses up. 73% had no medical oversight. And there are a couple of scary numbers in here. So 60% had no liability insurance, meaning if something bad happened, there's no insurance for that.
Even without any form of medical responsibility, people still get this dangerous work done anyway.
Going to the doctor today for a second opinion on the status of my face. I had CO2 deep laser done a month ago, and this is what I am left with. I was under the impression this was normal transitional hyperpigmentation, which is, you know, super common after lasers from what I understand, and can be cleared up with hydroquinone, which is fine. But some people on one of my videos were kind of rude, and that's fine. But I'm gonna go, just for my own peace of mind, go and talk to another doctor who also does lasers just to see their thoughts, to make sure there's nothing else I should be doing.
She would rather get angry at her comments section than accept any form of accountability whatsoever.
So I decided to do CO2 laser, and honestly, I had no idea what I was in for. Day one, I was red, swollen, and thinking, what have I done? The first few days, as you can see, were uncomfortable. My skin felt tight, dry, and really sensitive. Around day 5, I started to see a difference. And by day 7, I knew that I was turning a corner. It didn't look pretty, but I knew I was healing. And by day 10, I finally started to see the glow that everyone talks about.
Her skin doesn't look any better in my opinion. She just put herself through a lot of pain for what seems to be absolutely nothing.
It hasn't been instant. It's been a process. It still is a process, but a really rewarding one. This is just my experience. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing the real, honest journey in case it helps someone else who's curious. I'm still protecting my skin with SPF 50 every single day, but I already feel like it's been worth it. It's not instant, but it's definitely worth the patience.
Encouraging other people to do this laser procedure is pretty insane to me, but hey, here we are. So it took over a month to look that way, and it pretty much solved absolutely nothing. This is fantastic stuff.
Okay, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. Basically, this treatment is like stopping the horse before it bolts. And the other thing as well, if someone ever said to me, I want you to torture some information out of someone, I'd be like, let's do this. This shit will, they'll be talking in like 14 days. So this is 28 days. I've got 6 nights to go. And yeah, I mean, the sleep deprivation. So the other thing as well is a lot of people are like, go get some drugs and stuff, like painkillers. And you can't. Nothing works. Like nothing. Because I've tried everything. And even the doctor said, you can use steroids, the corticosteroid cream, but she said it's like 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So she's like, just suck it up. 6 more nights to go. And for anyone who's got any questions, I'll try my best to reply in the best way I can. But just keep in mind, yeah, I've totally lost the plot. I've had no sleep, and I'm like running on, literally on fumes.
You've got to love how she would rather torture herself for weeks rather than just accept that she's actually getting older and it's completely normal. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.